Don't you just love these sleeves? I love them so much. Anyway, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry I skipped last week. There's been a lot going on, and also I'm not feeling well, so sorry. I had planned to do another grammar lesson, but that takes a lot of time, a lot of editing. It takes way more time than any other type of video that I do, and I haven't really had the time for that. So I decided to take this subject and move it up a week. And basically, I'm just going to be talking about sensitivity reading and why we need it and why I'm sick of hearing people bitch about it. Basically, if you say we don't need sensitivity reading, you don't know what sensitivity reading is. So let's get into the video. So it appears that we're living in an era where the term sensitive rings off all sorts of alarm bells. Like, people are too sensitive, people are so sensitive, don't be so sensitive, and things like that. Or like, back in my day, people weren't so sensitive, and people of X whatever generation, they're too sensitive. And sensitive has become kind of like a bad word or a buzzword. So I think people are basing their opinion like off of that. They have a bad opinion of the word sensitive and sensitivity, so automatically sensitivity reader must be bad. So it seems to me that the people who say these things, that we don't need sensitivity readers, I would never use one, it's very dangerous. There are people who are saying that a sensitivity reader is dangerous. Sensitivity reading is dangerous, which is preposterous to me. So they must think that, I don't know, that it's censorship. That's what I was trying to say. They must think that it is censorship. I get pretty heated about this, not because I am a sensitivity reader, but because I belong to two marginalized groups that are often misrepresented, actually three, in fiction. So I'm a woman, I'm Black, and the double whammy, I'm a Black woman. So people who are a part of these marginalized groups, people who are outside of those groups want to write, so you have people who are like, I want to write a Jewish character, I want to write a Latino character, I want to write a Black character, I want to write fat characters, I want to write a disabled character. Any of those marginalized groups. I want to write a character who is trans. If you are not a part of that marginalized group, you will get it wrong. No matter how much research you do, you should always enlist someone who is from that group. So I understand wanting to write from a different perspective. It's a very alluring idea, and I do it sometimes. But I also I try to stick to demographics that I have experience with, not experience being, because that makes no sense. But I have experience, hanging around with, and I can, excuse me, I'm sorry, my throat. So a lot of my characters say they tend to be, if they're not, Black, they tend to be maybe like Japanese, because I have Japanese friends, I have Japanese host family. I've been to Japan, and I've been studying Japanese for a while now, so I have people I can ask. I can type this up and say, hey, does this sound legit to you? Like, is this, And I think it's important because I think there are a lot of well-meaning people out there, a lot of well-meaning writers who don't realize they're making mistakes. They don't know that they might have written something that is potentially harmful. And I'll give you an example. So when I was new to Twitter, I just found the writing community, and I was, ambling my way around, and I happened to find another writer. He was a white male, and he was talking about a black female character that he was writing, and he compared her to like Serena Williams and an ogre. Yikes. So another black female writer and we kind of went to him and we were like, that's very harmful. Like, black women have suffered this negative stereotype since the days of slavery, that we are big, mannish, masculine, and people have called Serena Williams things like that, like masculine, and people just have this sort of idea, like black women have not navigated womanhood as the same as the women of other races because of slavery and disenfranchisement, and then how society views us. It needs to change. So we don't need to be perpetuating, the ogre masculine stereotype. So we explained all of this to him, and he was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, I didn't realize, blah, blah, blah. So it's not, jumping on someone's tweet and yelling at them and saying, you're a bad person. But I mean, that was just an example. I can give you another example, and I can give you examples, of people getting black characters wrong. There are other instances I've seen of people writing other marginalized characters wrong, but I don't want to speak for them. I was in a novel writing class, and there was one student, she had like first of all, he was a token black guy. There were no other black characters in the story. And he kept calling the main character white boy. And so then the white boy once called him black boy. And then the black character was like, hey man, don't call me that. And I'm like, this was this story was taking place at a summer camp. If your black character is around a predominantly white group, he's not going to run around saying, hey, white boy, or something like that. I find it hard to believe he would feel that comfortable, especially with someone that he doesn't really know. Like, if it's maybe a joke between close friends, or often sometimes if there's a white person in a group of predominantly black people, maybe they're a close family friend, maybe they were adopted by a black family, and maybe as a joke they'll be like, hey white boy, but that's not really common anyway. So that just did not ring true. You also want to avoid falling into stereotypes and cliches, like the black character dying for the white protagonist, the token black character, the mean black girl, the sassy black girl. Oh my gosh, I have come to hate the word sassy. These are just some of the common stereotypes that we are very much sick of seeing. I can't think of the show right now, but the black female character sacrificed herself. We're sick of that. We're not disposable. We're actually human beings, and we deserve to be written as such. It's a similar thing for the kill your gays cliche, whereas often you have one gay character or one gay couple, and that gay character dies, or a member of that gay couple dies, and the one left of that couple is just miserable forever. They don't get to find happiness. That needs to go. So if by the end of this video you still think that sensitivity readers are out to get you and censor your novel, I don't know what else to tell you. We are editors who are here to make your writing better. There's nothing good about writing, harmful stereotypes. There's nothing good or meaningful or clever or cute about it. It's not a good thing, and I don't know why there would be someone who would be trying so hard to continue writing these stereotypes, like the character in a wheelchair who is depressed all the time because they can't walk, and walking is all they think about. Can we please put those narratives to rest? Talk to people who are actually in wheelchairs, please. And I guess this is a nice segue into the fact that I did make a video about the various levels of writing diversity. So if you're thinking about writing marginalized characters who, you don't have any of that experience, I would recommend watching my video, The Paradox of Writing Diversity. If you need help, I think that will give you sort of a starting place, a starting level. I explained 4 different levels. I'm sorry if this came off as rambly. I did not write a script for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, likes and subscribes help me out quite a lot. Super shout out to LCT-Comics and Casian Holly. Information to buy my book and to join my Patreon are in links in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!